David Hasselhoff on my computer for Pluto TV? Fuck off, David Hasselhoff. Isn't that guy dead yet? How does he still have a career after he ate that burger off the floor crying? Like,
Dude, that was a pro viral move. He was doing it before the kids knew what was going on.
I guess.
I mean, I'd wear that on a t-shirt right now. That's how classic a move that was. Classic move. Career saver. That's what I saw.
Not Baywatch Nights. Burger off the floor.
Life preserver. Career saved. See you soon, Germany. World tour. Going to Germany. World tour, though. Playing one date in Vegas, then world tour.
Which is just going to be Germany. And then that's it.
What a world. I wish he was in this movie. But it made it tolerable.
You think Finch starring David Hasselhoff would have been a better choice?
I don't know about better. It would have probably been more interesting.
Man, I mean, you love post-apocalyptic movies.
I do.
Starring dogs.
Sure do. Didn't love this. That dog slept more than I did watching this fucking movie.
you just need to have a child, I guess, or something to relate to Finch and Jeff.
No, I just need good storytelling to relate to it. It's kind of like how you broke the balls of VHS 94. Good narrative, no matter what.
Oh,
Enter Finch.
I'm not saying this is perfect, but it's way better than VHS.
I'm not comparing it, dude. I'm just using the same analogy or the example that you used. Is a good story is a good story, no matter what you're trying to encapsulate.
Don't use my words against me, you motherfucker.
I will. Tom Hanks and Finch is boring as shit. It had all the makings of something interesting, and they were like, we will do nothing of interest. Enjoy. I'm like, didn't enjoy. Why'd you say enjoy at the end?
We hoped. Well, that's this movie. It's Finch, Kevin. An Apple original film because they need the content. It's rated... Oh, it has a rating. PG-13, 2021, hour 55 minutes. Released sometime recently, I'm going to say. Directed by Miguel Sapochnik, closest I'm going to get. Written by Craig Luck and Ivor Powell. And starring Tom Hanks, Caleb Laundrie Jones. I hate people with three names. And a dog named, what was the dog's name? Fuck.
Goodyear.
Seamus.
Seamus.
Seamus. Seamus. There we go. I don't know why I'm saying it. Seamus.
What? Oh.
Because it's spelled like Seamus, but then I was like, oh, wait, it's Irish. I gotta say Seamus.
Huh.
Anyway. Seamus as Goodyear. Which I'm not a fan of naming... Why a lot of post-apocalyptic movies name children or pets or whatever after Goodyear? Like, this is not new. Like, that's
Goodyear.
not a new
I thought
thing.
you were going to say, why did they name him off of stuff in the room?
Well, that too, but like it almost seems to be like a car-related thing or tires. Like Goodyear,
no, he found him in a Goodyear tire.
I get that, but like fucking, you could go deeper. You could name him something else. You don't have to name him after the
You want this
tire
movie to go deeper? You want this movie to go deeper? This movie's 2 hours of nothing.
Those tires could have been the what's that big brand right now? Kumino or something?
Oh, okay.
Name him that. Kumino tires. I'm gonna look it up. Hold on. Oh, Kumho. There we go. Kumho. Name the dog Kumho. Get some Kumhos in there. That's what most people are driving around on, not Goodyear.
I thought this was a documentary about Finch the band. Yeah, I'm that old. I was like, is this a post-hardcore band from Temecula? They got a 2-hour movie with Tom Hanks. Is he narrating?
He's like, did you see? This is the sequel to That Thing You Do.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna say hello to Sunshine, I guess I'll watch. Oh, this is boring.
So that's Kevin's initial thoughts. That it was boring. And I agree, the narrative could have been stronger. But I like this in that just relied on him and Jeff, as he names himself later. It relied on them for the whole movie, and I appreciated that we didn't do a lot of the usual post-apocalyptic tropes, if that makes sense. So that's what I enjoyed. That it didn't waste my time and life doing that shit over and over.
I mean, there are aspects of it that I was interested in where they're really just ripping off I Am Legend, the book, like unceremoniously. And I'm like, okay, I'm okay with this.
Looks like, Ivor, they're on to us.
The chick is up.
They're like, oh shit.
And
we thought we changed enough. We added a robot.
I'm like, but you kept the dog. We kept the dog. But he didn't.
Get rid of the dog.
He didn't die.
We flipped it. See what we did there?
Suck it, reader. And I'm okay with the beginning and you revealing kind of how he's functioning and stuff. But I didn't like his character. I didn't find him engaging. I didn't really want to root for him. I felt like he was just Tom Hanks, and they were just, hey man, can you do your daily routine? But we're just going to kind of film it and put you in this bomb sheltery robo lab, and can you wear your Adidas shorts backwards so the logo those are backwards, Tom. The logo.
I find them more comfortable that way. So okay,
you like the butt
Adidas has weird cuts. I got big balls. Okay, that's what I'm going with here. Okay.
Why don't you talk about your sons? Not the one everyone likes, but the one everyone doesn't like.
He's like, oh, you mean the one that badmouths me in the news and has a drug problem?
Yeah, that
Thanks
one.
for bringing that up.
Is this did he make it? Did Tom Hanks make a deal with the devil? Because he's like, I got COVID. How do I get out of this? The devil's like, why don't you go ahead and star in my loosely adaptation? Would you go ahead and do this, Tom? It's for Apple.
He was doing that Elvis movie.
Dude, stop. I liked you on the boat. I liked you on the boat, okay, when you were just being a captain and there was good tempo and pacing, and then there was things were being built up and there's tension being created. Great. But here, where you're trying to do Wilson and you're on an island, but the island's just a dust storm, and you're so bored that you're having these experiences, and you're just yelling at this robot like a dickhead. You're a dickhead. The robot's like, bro, you just made me. I still stink fresh out of the box. You didn't tell me that you're a cocksucker to deal with on a road trip.
Actually, he did. He did tell me he was a cocksucker. He did.
Because the robot's like, can I ask a question? I was like, hey, robot, please stop asking him if you can ask a question. Just ask the question. And I don't know, accidentally fuck him up.
But that's the thing, Kevin. He does reveal, and this is why I actually disagree with you on the character, because I actually kind of liked his character. I didn't feel like it was just Tom Hanks. And maybe it's just because I've met people like this guy in real life, where he's just, it's that whole smartest person in the room mentality. And he's always been the smartest person in the room, but he doesn't deal with people and doesn't want to and doesn't like to. And, he has zero tolerance for people, and that's what he reveals in that story about, I figured the fucking problem out myself and fuck my team.
No, absolutely. I respect that and I get it, but I don't think he showed it very well, if at all. Because I felt like constantly. I felt like when he dealt with the robot, Tom Hanks is a great actor. I don't feel like he was acting in this movie. I feel like he was just hanging the fuck out. And the reactions from Jeff really just instilled on what he was trying to deliver. Castaway, he's acting. He's all over the place. He has all these different emotions and this one, I'm like, dude, are you just grumpy because someone woke you up? And even the whole I'm dying thing that he's struggling with, I was like, dude, I don't believe anything you're doing here. You sound like you're just trying to pass a kidney stone half the time. That's just yeah.
But I think that's the character he's good. That's what I'm trying to say is, I think that is the character he's trying to go for, is that he is grumpy. That even though he's created this, artificial intelligence, this fucking robot that can think and ask questions on its own, he's still annoyed with him because he's still dealing with a person essentially a mentality that isn't as smart as him, and he finds it annoying. And I don't feel that it's even that he finds him annoying. I think that's how he is. That's how he talks. He is a grump. He doesn't want to deal with this, but he also is impressed with what he created and happy about it too.
Okay, I'll give you
Oh,
that. And on the opposite hand, I will go to that too. It's like you created it. You can't. You've had 10 years since this solar flares wiped out most of humanity, and you've bunkered down because you're, you know, not good with people, and you can't tell. Like, I just like you can't separate that you're an unbearable prick, and now you want to take it out on this childlike intelligence that you created. And I'm like, bro, like, what do you talk to it like it's been alive for years and understands your, wordplay, and it takes everything you say like fucking literally, and then you get mad at it. And I was like, well, you're getting mad at it. This really isn't that high tense of a situation. It is trying to tell you stuff as it's learning, and you're like, I don't give a fuck. And I was like, dude, fucking leave this meat bag out on the fucking road and take your robot ass to San Francisco and go get some robo pussy. I'm pretty sure it's out there. There's gonna
he's
be more
like, I'm
robots.
the only robot.
Oh, and that voice, I was like, maybe you should just write things down, because I was like, is this robot? Did you upload Borat into this robot?
Very nice.
Yeah, I was waiting for him to do that. I see they used your picture from Bosom Buddies for the ID. Me like. I was like, what?
Yeah. I don't know. See, the thing is,
you can't stop thinking of the robot in a banana hammock.
no. I mean, when he did put out the code, I was like, God, this fucking asshole. But I was like, we've already stated this robot's like 8 feet tall. I was like, how did he fucking happen to find a jacket to fit him? I didn't like that. I was like, fuck him for finding a coat that perfectly
like, if he would have ripped the sleeves off or something,
Yeah.
I'd be like, all right, cool. It's
just have a vest,
And it's like, and then you wanted him to protect the dog, but you installed a can opener in his chest, but you didn't put, like, I don't know, a blade on his arm to hack bad people up.
He can't. The Prime Directive is still there, Kevin. He can't hurt people.
But who's going to hurt the dog? But and then Tom Hanks also cuts a promo how people are shit. He's like, that Slipknot song, people equal shit. That's how I feel. And I'm like, okay. The robot's like, ooh, okay.
We're getting ahead of ourselves, but I feel like that question's answered at the end. But the one I was gonna say something, I can't remember. So going back to his overall just perception, I'm gonna pull from my own life experience, because I feel like it was very much a father talking to a young child. And you just sometimes, Kevin, when you're in the heat of a moment, you go, fuck, why can't you do this thing right now? I need you to fucking do this thing. I just want to. And you become a grouch because you're just like, God, child, just understand it. Why don't you understand this? You are not new. You need to kind of do this. But so I pulled from that a lot, where I was just like, man, this guy is yelling at his kid a lot. And I was like, he's being a bad dad. But like, that's how I kind of took it, and granted, that's not going to always come across. Like, that's not how you took it at all. So that's a fail on the writers. But I guess that's where I, interjected my own experiences into the movie. That's what it connected to me, was just like, oh, I feel like I've been in this situation before. Maybe not a post-apocalyptic situation with a robot, but definitely it was like, can you please just do what I'm telling you to do and stop fucking doing the other thing you're doing? So I don't know. That's my last 2 cents on.
Well, I can see that, just because, you have a human organism that you have to train, teach, and learn. I just saw him upload all the Encyclopedia Britannicas to this fucking robot, and it comes off acting like a gimpy infant. And I'm like, all right, well, you're going to have to give it some time to learn. I can't wait to see you in a couple of years. I was like, what is he going to be doing? Play a motorball? There's nothing for him to do but to protect this dog that's probably got another, I don't know, couple of years in it, because the dog has to deal with radiation too, dickhead. It should be dying just as fast as you. What the fuck? What the fuck? You never put the dog in a suit.
Kept it safer.
Yeah, stupid. It was dumb. And I was just like, yeah, that's why you built this robot? to protect the dog. Okay, that's cute. And hey, I love fucking dogs, but that dog was annoying. It kept barking at everything. I was like, "You're a bad dog too. You're a bad dad and a bad dog and a shitty robot."
That's what dogs do. They bark at
No,
stuff.
I've had multiple dogs in my whole life. They don't just bark at random shit all the time.
It's the post-apocalyptic. They're
No,
gonna
you don't
bark
get the
at shit.
fucking
Dude, my dog
post-apocalyptic
barked
bad
at the
guy.
dog barking. Okay, my dog was just like, "What's that dog doing? What's there a dog on the screen?" I was just like, "Fucking calm down, dog."
But I was just like, the dog does. I was like, was the dog supposed to be an asshole and annoying because Tom Hanks is an asshole and annoying? Were they just matching each other's vibe?
Yes.
And then the robot's like, why'd you bring me into this relationship? You two both are pricks.
To take care of the dog.
I can't wait till I find a jacket and get the fuck out of here. Hey, Dewey, you're gonna live forever with me. We're gonna. Oh, I've killed Dewey.
He led Dewey into
in
a
the
bear
stupidest trap I've ever seen. I was like, no one's
come
falling
on,
for that.
Dewey. Yeah, no, exactly. I was like, only a fucking dumb robot's falling for
Was that
that, or
supposed to
maybe
be
a
for
dumb dog.
a 2-foot robot to trip? Like who's?
That part was hella fucking stupid.
There's a
like,
bunch of
what?
super stupid moments.
I was like,
this.
who's gonna reach for these old expired radioactive fucking donuts? Like, what?
No,
the
they
fuck?
were like little star cookies in like a little kid box that, like, hey, look, they're animal cracker like type.
No, that was a see-through box, sir.
No, I know, but it had the little handle, the little rope handle, but it's inside this massive bear trap.
As fuck.
And the bear trap has trash around it. Yeah. So as a human, you could go, oh, let me just pick a pipe, a stick up, and just pick it up over the trap. How did Dewey even trigger the trap? It's a pressure trap. It's a bear trap. You have to put
fell in the middle of it.
Yeah, but
he fell dead center, dude.
It was super stupid. I was like, Dewey, what? Are you going off the 8-foot cliff going for these? I was like, he
needed that second eyeball that he cheaped out on, and
Tom Hanks, he eats peaches. He's going to the country. He's going to eat himself some peaches. He ain't going to touch those crusty stars. Dewey, you're stupid.
It was for the dog. Everything's for the dog.
Yeah, the dog.
Anyway, let's start talking about the movie. Tom Hanks is driving a dump truck. My thing with this, Kevin, is so much of this opening and just Dewey in general reminded me of WALL-E, which I know you haven't seen because it's a CG Pixar movie. But I was just like, is this WALL-E with Tom Hanks? Oh, fuck, it kind of is. It really fucking kind of is. Damn, I hope something else happens. Like, we added a dog. I was like, all right, fair enough. He gets to a grocery store. No, a 99-cent store.
Well, Dustin, you got to set the stage. It's 10 years after the solar flares destroyed the ozone layer. So everywhere you go, it's 150 degrees. Global warming, that's real. It's real. With or without this flare.
Yeah.
So
this is my child's future. Thanks a lot, you fucking coal mining assholes.
Earth is fucked, and it's just a massive wasteland. It's basically just Dune everywhere. No worms.
That's why I brought up WALL-E, because
I haven't seen it.
Okay, well, picture a lot of trash and a lot of burnt out buildings, and boom. Like, literally, him driving down the city is like, I was like, did you guys just straight copy this from WALL-E? That's like the same fucking city. What the hell?
Yeah.
Anyway, we're at a 99-cent store. The stage has been set, Kevin. They watched the trailer. They're like, I had to watch it. It's on Apple TV. You can't watch anything on Apple TV without showing you a trailer for something else they have. It's like, do I pay for this service? Because you commercial me a lot, Apple. Anyways, in the 99-cent store, he's got Dewey. What was he singing? Because it was. I was like, Tom Hanks, you might be that old man now, where you're just like, you shouldn't sing anymore.
Dude, he was singing the song. It was the
Bye Bye.
Yeah.
American.
It's the day the music died. Oh,
the day the music. Yeah, he's singing the day the music died. Poorly. I guess that was intentional.
Yeah, he's just humming along because
it's bad.
It's American Pie Part 1, bro.
It's
Don McLean. Maybe you heard of him.
All right, calm down. Okay, the music's dead.
Oh.
And he's searching the shelves. Dewey's searching for shit. Dewey's a little robot. It's like a basket on him. They find some dog food. They hear a noise. He hides. Even though he's been singing really loud, like an asshole, he hides when he hears a noise. And then he's just like, oh, okay, no one's there. We're good.
Right then and there, I'm the viewer, and I knew nothing was going to happen for the rest of the movie. You were literally Tom Hanks in that scene. You're like, oh, something going to happen, and then nothing happens, and they're like, see you in 2 hours, and I was like, what?
But see, that was the part where I was kind of like fine with it because I'm so tired of this like,
yeah, they could tease
like I think of like The Road, where it was like this motherfucker couldn't go anywhere without having some sort of fucking confrontation. It was just like, oh my god. I was just like, just die already. Just take yourself out of the game. Just die. Everything's bad. Fuck this world. At least in this one, I was just like, he avoided humans at all cost, and yeah, I just related to that. That would be my post-apocalyptic end goal, was just avoid everyone. So, but then he's back on the road again. He's driving, and there's a big old dust up, and he's just like, gotta turn around. We're done scavenging for the day.
So you got to mention the only thing I liked that he did in this whole beginning is he had a map and it was all marked. Like, this is what I thought was interesting. I was like, oh, you have a map, everything's marked cleared. You tag the buildings that you have marked cleared.
Yeah.
And you can see a bunch of other marked buildings as he goes throughout his journey down this main road, just crushing cars. And then a giant sandstorm flares up because global warming is real.
Thank you I genuinely thank you because it is real. So, but yeah, he books it. He gets the dump truck. He gets Dewey unloaded, and they're running in. The sand's kicking up bad. He's losing baskets and other useless objects that were found on set that day. And he's pulling Dewey in. He's pulling him in. Boom, pulls him in. Everything's good. They got decontaminant, suit stuff, spray, wash. We see Tom Hanks naked. And I was just like, really, Tom Hanks? You gonna make me see your naked ass on a stool, but you're not gonna show the goods? Fuck you, Tom Hanks. Fuck you. Show me that old dick.
Jesus, what the hell? How many times have you said that today?
I was saving it for right now. You can't just run around yelling, "Show me the dick, you old bastard." I mean, it's just like,
we'll have to ask around. Oh, he says it all the time. I literally thought that was my name for 2 months. He says it to me all the time.
No. Anyway, so he goes to he gets cleaned off, basically. He gets all cleaned up. He goes in and we meet the dog. The unnamed dog at this point. And
it's just dog. It just says dog on his bowl.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, that's all he's worried about. And I think like from here we just kind of see how he's living. He feeds the dog, of course. He starts looking at some sort of like forecast projection or whatever. And we just kind of see his day to day. He's feeding books into a machine. It's a very intricate process, but my God, he has a lot of RAM. Like, just wow. Scanning pages like a motherfucker.
You know how most scanners are just like, hey, man, that file's too big. You're going to have to break it into 17,000. Because I was like, wow, the scanner I work with would tell me to go fuck off after the 4th page.
I mean, it's like, it's cutting off the spine to the book perfectly, scanning everything in, like one shot, nothing's crooked. Nothing's crooked.
Like a Runeberg setup, or it was just
yeah.
Like almost comical. Like,
it's just popping out pages perfectly. Like, boop, boop, boop. I was just like, oh my God. We actually need this technology, like right now. Like right now, please. And we just, it's just feeding it into the machine. And then we see, the beginnings of Finch, and he's just like, he stares at this can of peaches, and he's like, no, not yet. Not today. Not yet.
Go into the fridge. Going to eat me a bunch of peaches.
Now
that's all I have left.
He's like, all I have is a pantry. I don't have a fridge. What the fuck? These aren't cold peaches. These are room temp. The room temperature is 150 degrees. Damn. So, but yeah, we just see that he has this kind of very sophisticated, kind of cool technology, or like tech base, really. I mean, you can understand why he's been doing just fine and not really like moving on.
There's also one like electric windmill outside that he has running that can power this whole place because he's quote unquote off the grid, but he is the grid. And it can just withstand all these crazy storms that he's running from his life for. Like, it just always makes it.
And
And
he probably makes a lot of repairs.
they use some crazy. They try to set up some tension or something interesting happening. And the movie just kind of shoots you the bird later on. It's like, oh, something gonna happen. You're like, oh, okay. And then it's like, fuck you, viewer. See you in 45. You're like, no.
But then he runs some computer stuff, and basically there's another, was it like another solar flare or
Well, it's gonna be the combination of a bunch of them that are gonna kind of intersect in the St. Louis area, which he's held up as. And the computer's like, bro, it's gonna take 40 days for this thing to clear. And he's like, well, I only got one can of peaches and a song stuck in my head, so I better get the fuck out of here, or I'm gonna eat this fucking dog. That's what I thought his real fear was gonna be. He's gonna have to eat his only friend, and that's really gonna fuck him up. And I was like, well, you got that little pea shooter. You could always eat that.
He's like, but then the dog will eat me and then still die.
Hey, that was your friend, buddy.
So he's got to get to work on his robot caretaker. Also, like, we see him coughing and radiation pills. He's got those. I was like, oh, I've seen those in other movies.
He's got the Rad Away and the X-Rad from Fallout.
Yeah, pretty much. And so then he starts making Finch, and he just makes this weird.
No, he's Finch, dude. He's making Jeff.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. He's making Jeff.
Everybody's like,
the robot should have been Finch. Okay,
is this the band?
They're like, hum a tune, hum a bar. You can.
We're
a good name.
Yeah, so he's building like his AI, right? And he has all this information scanned in from all this text and documents. He takes the little prints when he's getting all the, like, you see just different books that kind of strike his mood. He's reading about radiation. He's reading about, surviving the apocalypse and all this stuff. But he takes the novel, The Little Prince, and I was like, is he going to upload that into Jeff to make him, childlike or whimsical or think he can fly or he's royalty? And he just puts it in his pocket. I never see it again. I was like, is that just like your jack rag? Like, what is that? Like, what did you do? Why did you take that book?
The Little Prince is his jack rag. He's
That's
like,
it.
He's like, I'm going to beat one off at page 58 again. All right. And 59 tomorrow. I'm not going to be done until they all stick together.
Dog and sail away. The dog's like, whoa, bro. We are no longer roommates. I'm literally running away next time you open the door. Guaranteed. Guaranteed.
He can't. He has to go through several doors to get out.
The dog's like, I figured it out.
That's why the dog's safe. Anyways, he's building Jeff, and he's talking to Jeff, and we kind of see the beginnings of Jeff, where he's just a head nodding. He takes Dewey's eyes. He's like, sorry, Dewey, I'll get you better eyes.
Dude, I didn't plan for this.
He lies. He only gives him one eye. And it was just from a camera that he wasn't going to use anymore. So, and eventually he puts Jeff together, and Jeff starts talking like Borat. Teach him to walk.
He hits him up with the 3 laws of robotics, and I was just like, fuck you, Tom Hanks.
Well, and the 4th law.
Well, yeah, thou shalt not hurt pup.
Thou shalt only take care of this dog.
And I was like, you're fucked, Jeff. That dog's dead already. Just look at him.
This dog does not like me.
Oh, man. And I was like, Jeff, he's not alone.
Yeah, I was like, Jeff, you're kind of hard to like sometimes. Sometimes you get some good lines from just like, yeah, all right. And then other times I'm like, shut the fuck up, Jeff. Like when he was picking his name, that did give me a chuckle when he was like, Jeff. And I was like, fucking really? Of course he picked Jeff. It's like the worst name.
You hear that? All the Jeffs out there,
they know. They're like, yeah, that's why I try to just go by J Money instead of Jeff.
Yeah, I know. That's why I spell it with a G. What's up? I'm like, oh.
Geoff, my favorite type of Jeff. Anyway. So yeah, we see, I'm going to call him pre-Jeff because he's not Jeff yet. He's learning how to walk.
Just call him Jeff, dude. You're going to really confuse everybody with all 3 characters in this movie.
There's pre-Jeff, there's Finch, and then there's Goodyear, the dog. That's it. But yeah, he starts walking around and... Oh, yeah, but Dewey's short-lived, and he doesn't really do anything.
Oh, now everybody's fun of his height. he just barely keeps up. He's like, what are you here for, dude? Like, how does he even work? Like, the treads on him look so bitch made. I was like, how's that going through sand? Like, everything's a fucking dune. Finch, you designed this? Back to the lab.
He's like, I'm working with limited shit, dude.
And how do you work at a robotics lab and need extra eyes? What did you guys make there? Like fucking Dysons? Like, what's going on? It's 10 years. Finch, you haven't figured any of this out?
He's like, I just been living the good life underground with my dog. Leave me alone.
You're out of peaches and you got a 40-day storm coming.
He's like, peaches aren't my favorite. It's just my last meal. I've just been planning it.
Yeah. Your last meal should have been that little fucking Saturday night special you kept in pieces in your fucking trailer.
Anyway, so we get Finch kind of up and running and walking.
No, he's Finch. It's fucking
Fuck, man. I don't know why. The only name they say is Finch half the damn movie. Okay, everyone? All right. Even watching, I was just like, why does he keep calling him Jeff? He's obviously Finch. And I was just like, damn it, it's not the robot.
You just said you like the scene where the robot goes, call me Jeff.
Well, I liked it because he's like,
you were like, all right,
Jack. And he was like, no, Jack is a tool. That's the part I liked. I didn't like it. He actually picked Jeff. I side heavily at Jeff.
It is better if he's like, you can call me Robo Fucker 5,000. He's like, where'd you get that one from? Out of my ass. You uploaded a Hustler when you. He's just like, oh, okay.
Oh, that was for my personal stash, Jeff. Like, calm down.
Would you?
Anyway,
like
Jeff
about politics. He's like, Jesus Christ.
So, Jeff is mouthy, and Finch is. He is a little, because Finch is like, hey, can you fucking connect to the local satellite or weather station? He's just like, what do you fucking see? And he's just like, oh, bad storm coming. I was like, it's bad storm around. You know what? Fucking whatever, Jeff. You're a dickhead. And he's just like, that's right. We got to get out of here or we're fucking dead. Okay? So suit up. Let's go. I'm going to take you.
Like, I'm a robot. I'm literally in my suit.
All right. Well,
he's like, learn how to walk.
Back, motherfucker. He's like,
all
right, I learned how to walk.
Just like, hey man, can you upload like more stuff to me so I'm not running at 75%? I got a lot of extra space here. And he's like, hey man,
real world experience.
Either we fill that up with some really important stuff that might save my life later on, or I don't know, we just get out of here. We can't do both. Can't do both.
We're gonna get out of here then.
Let's get to this tricked out RV I got. He's like, did you ever see Breaking Bad? Oh, of course you did. You were just born. You're such a pussy, Jeff.
I'm the one that knocks.
All right, maybe you have seen it. Would you download it? Can we please leave?
Not as good as Sopranos, some say.
He just starts reading Rotten Tomato reviews.
That real fucking bullshit fucking opinion right now coming out with your HBO shit. This is on Apple, by the way, so I don't want to plug names.
Fight about fandom. Let me tell you where they went wrong in the 1990s Star Wars.
That's what I would like.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I just uploaded a fucking movie almanac to this guy with a bunch of opinions and reviews and just shit I don't want to hear about.
Siskel and Ebert gave it 2 thumbs up. They were dickheads. Like, all right, calm down, Jeff. That'd be great, though. There's just them driving on the road arguing about fucking different fandom. He's just like
something. I'd have been like, all right, these guys are kind of interesting now. And then, like, where was the boner comedy? Like, this is a road trip with no boner jokes. I was like, this movie is fucking doomed.
It's about a guy with a dog and a robot with no dick. Like, where's he?
If a guy made that robot's getting a dick for sure. He's gonna be like,
he was a fucking asexual character. He didn't give a fuck about sex. Listen, if he ain't showing his old man, ain't showing his old man dick while he's bathing, he's not gonna fucking give a robot a dick.
I have a question. What is this sausage between my legs? Finch is like, that's an LOL move, bro.
That's what we call a fucking icebreaker. Right?
So, see what happens when you sit on the toilet if that doesn't go splish splash in the bowl. You know what I'm talking? Big dick energy. Oh, Finch, I don't care for you much now.
And then Jeff
whatever, big dick
thing. He's like with his fingers. You're like, okay. But anyway, they're on the road. in the tricked out RV that has a good enough suspension system for this like 5-ton fucking robot to walk around in it.
Dude, it's got a solar like fucking grid panels on the top that like transform. It's like fucking next level. But then you get inside Lil Dumpy.
Well, yeah, I mean, he still made it road legal, so.
That's true. He can take that to any RV park and not get a ticket.
No, he would. He extended the cab.
Very true. Well, fucked up. You fucked up. It's ruined. You're never
He's
gonna.
Like, I park on the side of the road because I don't give two fucking shits. Okay, I don't
Am
like
I
people,
living there?
I'm not going in an RV.
My house, where I'm just chilling.
He's like, the last place you're gonna find me is a fucking RV fucking home block thing with a bunch of other fucking assholes. No, it's not happening. All right, I'm not using communal toilets. That's disgusting. So, and they make a stop. They stop over somewhere. I forget where the first stop is, but
first stop is in the movie theater.
Oh, right, the movie theater.
Basically gives them the worst stay alive, surviving the apocalypse fucking tip ever.
Yeah, he tells them I mean, to be granted, I understood his frustration with Jeff because he's like, okay, watch me and copy me, and then Jeff does it a little.
You understood the frustration with Jeff? If I was Jeff, I'd been like, hey, you old fuck, pick a lane. First you tell me, hey, those locks are secure. There should be some stuff inside for us. And then you tell me not to steal from motherfuckers. Decide, because I'm going to open your head up with a fucking pipe.
Well, it was more of like, what he meant was like at the hospital where clearly someone was camping out there. Don't steal from them because then they'll come after you. But I was talking about the Swiss cheese in the fucking sky when he was sitting there staring. He was just like, Jeff, what are you fucking doing, you dumb robot? He's just like, you said there was Swiss cheese. I'm looking for it. And I was just like, fucking kick him in the ass. And also, as a little note to Tom Hanks.
A brand new baby fucking robot. Hey, I don't know. I know you don't get like, wordplay or little human idiosyncrasies and stuff, but I'm going to constantly speak to you that way because I'm a really intelligent guy until it's time for me to be smart. And then I'm a dickhead and unlikable. So go ahead and I'm going to yell at you for breaking this door. And then I thought their whole relationship and dynamic would change. Yeah, he did. He's like, oh, I said a little bit of muscle. He talked to him very condescending, and I was just like, you're a prick. I hope
he's tired and it's hot, Kevin. I mean, like...
yeah, you are an old bastard. Oh, it's hot outside. What is it, like 150 in the
I've been in the heat with you. You're an old bastard, too, the minute the sun hits you.
Listen, don't you ever compare to be this fucking prick. So,
anyway.
No, hold on. We're going to get to this movie theater part that's like 5 seconds long, and he comes out with popcorn. I was like, this is what you stopped for? You got radiation poisoning, and you're stopping for a Colonel gag? You're an asshole. You at least get the milk duds. They're probably melted. It's only 150 in the shade.
Yeah, I was like, you're not eating salty ass fucking popcorn. You just had to try. It was a safe spot. He should have
came out with like an extra large Dr. Pepper. He's like, listen, dude, it's still bubbly. It still tickles when I drink. It's still 23 flavors. We got to hang out because once I drink all of this, I'm going to go back for a refill. I can't come back in if you get it, right? I've only been alive for 2 fucking seconds, prick. Can I be Willie Shakespeare? No, dude, that name is already taken. I was like, asshole, let him be Willie Shakespeare.
Bonaparte. Here's where I was like, oh, they are dumb. Like, he's not very smart, and because fucking Napoleon wasn't actually short.
Right.
So
no, he wasn't.
When they continued that characterization, I was like, come on, he's supposed to be smarter than that. Like,
come on,
then
movie.
I was just like, okay, so he's kind of dumb too. That's fine.
That's how I knew you were dumb.
People are dumb. So, but you think the robot would have corrected him? I wanted Jeff to be like, actually, he was of normal height, especially by today's standards. And like, well, fuck you, assholes.
Yeah, it was
one guy can't fucking do perspective when painting Napoleon, and now he's short forever. Way to go, asshole, painter, dick.
Fuck your art.
He's like, well, all right, fair enough. Yeah, so then they're on the road again, and yeah, this is like Tom Hanks is basically Finch is trying to give Jeff like guidance on what to do when we stop somewhere. Like you check shit out. If it looks like someone's already been there, don't fuck with it because we don't fuck with people. If you can not break something, don't break something. Don't show people that you were there, that type of thing. And it's just like he's just laying out this is how he lived by. Now, if I was a robotics person and if some robotics person's listening, find a book on fucking I don't know, wordplay and turn of phrases or
The
something, and just
idiosyncrasies of the human language
just
in English, Volume 1.
upload that into your robot first, so that I don't ever have to see that dumb gag again, because I hate that. I'm like, why are you programming these robots and not fucking stand the way you're talking?
He should have told them, back in my day, you used to get your pizza 30 minutes or less, or you didn't have to pay. Jeff's like,
yeah,
that's crazy.
There's the postcard thing, yeah, where he's just like, yeah, I didn't understand the old man, like, people used to shit post. I'm like, Jeff doesn't know that. Come on, Finch. Jeff does not know that. Get off your fucking old man internet fucking shit here.
There's the part with the postcard. So once they get back on the road, there's just time for tons of exposition about Finch's character as a whole, so we can find out why he's a fucking twat. And there's also they have potential, right? These moments for these heartwarming kind of, he can show he's vulnerable. He's actually has someone that he can kind of dump out all these thoughts and emotions that he's been bottled up. While it's not a person per se, it's something that he can kind of vent to. And I really thought you were going to get something kind of poignant and moving out of this character of like, man, it's 10 years. I've seen some shit, the solar flares, the people that he may or may not have loved or whatever, but just the experiences that he missed out by just being a crotchety prick from Jump Street. And kind of like that regret or something interesting from his character that kind of made him this introvert that just, I just turned to technology and just, you know what I mean? That was his escape, anything. And the pictures could have symbolized something like that, or just I just started collecting them when I was clearing these places just because I regretted wasting so much time. Then he kind of, elaborate on it later. But it was just more of like, this is what I knew I was an asshole. And the robot's like, that really didn't tell me anything. And I was like, I agree, Jeff. That didn't tell me anything either. I really hope he just runs this fucking RV over a cliff. That credits. And I felt the same way the fucking robot did. And I was like, you're trying to tell me that you were this super genius. You didn't really want to work with the team. So that's why you're a fucking prick. That's not. But then you make a robot and then you yell at him all the time. So now the viewers think you're a fucking prick. I guess. And the robot's like, I've come this close to fucking jumping out this window. The dog's like, I'm going to bite him. And Dewey's like, I just pissed my pants. Not a robot.
I mean, here's the thing. I do think I get what you're saying.
I get what you're saying too. I just think it wasn't delivered well. It's not. He's the only fucking human. It's like he needs to carry everything, and he needs to bring Jeff up because Jeff is ignorant to everything. And if that is the child mentality, and you're gonna learn the world and how to protect and compassion and all these things that he's kind of pushing on Jeff, like just through his own venting and stuff, then Jeff's probably going to be a psychopath in 5 years. Long gray beard, eating his robot dick, and he got, you know what I mean?
That's definitely killing that dog wearing the head on top of him.
Yeah. The robot's wearing a.
That's why the movie ends when it ends.
Jacket, and he's got his robot dick as a bludgeoning weapon, eating dog food. Jeff's fucking got damaged now. Bad parents.
But it's like, so. Yeah, the first story that Tom Hanks tells him, he's just like, once upon a time, and it's
Tom Hanks.
Fucking no, Tom Hanks. Fuck Finch, whatever. Come on, it's just. I mean, at this point, listen, Tom Hanks is a great actor, but it's to that point where we have such a huge pool of work from him that now everything does just feel like Tom Hanks, and that's not. It's just, I think it's just an unfortunate byproduct of that. I don't think that's indicative to that, like, all of a sudden Tom Hanks is a bad actor or something. No, it's just like that. Pacino hit that too. Like De Niro hit that. Lots of actors have hit that. It's just they have such a huge pool of work that they just kind of, they're like, listen, I don't have that much fucking nuance. Like, this is it. This is who I am. But I think it works in this. So he starts talking about himself, Finch, and yeah, he's telling the story about like, because he's telling the guy or Jeff to get the dog to trust him, and he's just like, well, what is trust? And he tells this really bad story about how he didn't trust his team.
Example.
Yeah, no, it's a bad example, but I think it shows that he's incapable of telling him exactly how to
You know
do
what he
it.
should have said? He's like, I love this girl named Dottie. We fucked. She gave me herpes. I did. That's trust, Jeff. Just like, wow, I got that. That is their story. No clue what the fuck you're talking about.
I
But
understand.
I'll stop wearing your underwear, herp boy.
Safe sex is the only way
No
for
glove, no
sex.
love.
He just pulls out his dick, starts beating it. Just like he's like, all right, Jeff, calm down. Fucking God, the
I got some
teenagers
regrets
coming
attaching that appendage to you. But man, it is a beaut. That's a monster. How do you sit down, Jeff? I'm losing track. Eyes on the road. Eyes on the road.
He's like, you're gonna break it off. You keep tugging on it, okay? So
Fucking
saw you at that
tugger.
fucking door. You're one fucking tug away from having no dick, okay? You think I got backup dicks for you? I don't, Jeff. But anyway, so yeah, so the story of trust is that Tom Hanks's character doesn't trust people, and he needs Jeff to figure out how to get the dog to trust him. And I like that because it's just like maybe it's just because recently I've talked to so many people where I'm just like fucking I'm using plain and clear logic with you, and you're just like dumbfoundedly stupid. How come you don't understand what I'm saying? And I felt like that was Tom Hanks in that moment. Even though he's smart, he's dumb, and like I believed his characters, and he was just like, here's a story about trust,
dude.
and it
I'm
doesn't
okay with him being smart and just kind of emotionally dumb. Like he can't kind of like put those words together or can't relay these feelings just because they're foreign to him, or he's just not good at it, and he just stays to himself because he can't get those feelings out, and he doesn't know how to. I'd rather be alone. But this dog, I don't really have to worry about with the dog. That's why I love him so much, you know? I can kind of just, you know, he loves me unconditionally and I him, and we are all we have. And like, I don't think Tom Hanks's work or his skills are in question. I think when they wrote this, they gave him fuck all to do. Like, he doesn't have,
yeah.
That's why I say the movie's boring. There's nothing for him to do. It just go to point B. Okay. And now you have created this weird possible robot that could create these situations where something happens because you don't know how to talk to anybody else because you're an asshole. And now the robot has to create situations because if this was his movie and he had everything on lock and he was smart and calculated as he's led on to, you know, if he's getting sick, maybe that's fucking with some of the decision making as well. Then we would have been in San Francisco at the end of the movie, just watching, I don't know, either a wiped out San Francisco or this metropolis that's still thriving, some magical, you know what I mean? We would have got that ending instead of the ending that was just kind of like, yeah, okay, the movie's just over. All right, yeah, I guess.
I mean, I always knew that the
emotion.
movie's kind of just end that way. It was more about like, I mean, I just felt like it was just the passing of the guard from Tom Hanks to the robot, and like this dog. This dog is like, for me, the dog represents who Tom Hanks wanted to be, like
Sure.
loving people without question, and just like a good companion to someone else, and then he wants this dog. This dog is like his redemption. It's like the last good thing he's leaving in the world, and he wants, you know, Jeff to take care of him, and that's it. And like, doesn't make any sense. Like,
You see what we're doing though? We're trying our damnedest to make sense of this character. Where the writer was like, "What? That's great." You know what I mean? Yeah, go with that. And everyone that's watching it, you may or may not take anything. But if we have to find something to motivate your character, go, was it this? Was it that? You've done a poor job. Like,
I mean,
it doesn't need to be revolutionary. It doesn't have to be so thought-provoking because you have great special effects with Jeff, and he's very seamless when he interacts. But there's nothing at stake here. It's a beat the clock because he's dying for no reason, and we're just going to San Francisco off an old hunch from a postcard from his dad that he was abandoned by. Like, what in the fuck? There's no hope here. Like, I don't care. I don't care about the dog. I don't care about Finch. I don't care about the robot. I wanted the robot to get his fucking circus cross, think he's Johnny Five, and just start beating the shit out of everything. till
Johnny Five is alive. Great
Ali Sheedy
movie.
has to come down and be like, "Hey, we did this already," and then the credits.
I mean, yeah, I get what you mean, and maybe it was just because it was so open ended. I was able to just project so much of my own thoughts into it, and sometimes I don't hate that. Sometimes I'm okay with that, where I'm just like, it didn't make me not enjoy the movie. I mean, there definitely isn't enough at stake. There's beat the clock. The one time we have tension, it kind of, instead of going bad, it goes okay. You're just like, oh, that went
there's a
okay.
couple of times there's tension, and we'll get to them. But you're like, okay, we're kicking this into a higher gear, and we're really going to see what Jeff's capable of or made of, because he has these weird mopey teenager moments where I'm like, oh, what is he going to do? Is he going to go against the directives and shit his pants, and then Finch has got to clean it up?
He's
You know
like,
what I-
definitely.
Yeah, like, is he going to try to help him because he kind of doesn't know what, he doesn't know what trust is, he doesn't know what love is, but he feels something. He understands a connection, but he's making it with Finch. So when he loses Finch, it's going to be harder on him. And then this fucking AI becomes fucking sentient because it's like it creates art and shit and fucking feelings, and now it's going to be like the master race. Is that what we're doing here?
No.
But it's just a slow paced out version where he's just like, Finch, can I ask you a question? Yeah, I guess. He's like, never mind. I was like, okay, so now he's contemplating. That's what I thought you were going to show me in the movie. He's now conscious of Finch's feelings. I'll just stay out here for a moment. I was like, oh shit. He's plotting. He's thinking. He's not just speaking to get facts. You know what I mean? He's not just. And I was like, oh, is he learning? Is he kind of going up to this upper level? And then he goes, oh, I can't wait to see you in 5 years. I was like, you're dead in 5 minutes, dude. So I don't know why you even said that. But as he I don't know.
He said, I wish I could see you in 5 years.
Yeah, something like that. But I was like, oh, well, this movie wraps up in 5 minutes because I can't take it much longer.
Well, the next, so they're driving and they get a tornado warning because I don't know. He's got like heat sensors, all sorts of shit. It's like censored out all over the place. So there's a tornado. So he's just like, all right, we got to stake down the camper so that we don't get flung into oblivion. And I didn't really understand this part. I was like, so wait, did the one that Finch put in is the only one that saved them?
No,
or
Jeff.
The one Jeff did. No,
Yeah.
that's what I'm asking the question. Is it the one that Finch did or the one that Jeff did?
God damn it! It's
I was like, I'm literally asking.
Yeah,
I'm about to say the other character's name. Don't yell at me. I understood what I said this time. I didn't fuck up. Okay.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Anyway,
Jeff's spike is damn near flush with the ground, and then Finch looks at it later on. He's like, "Oh wow, I guess I should be a pussy old bitch." And I was like, "Yeah, man, maybe."
yeah, you should have made the fucking robot do it all of them.
That's what I thought. I was like, "Why don't you just tell the robot to show him one for example, and not try, and then just bunker down with the dog and kiss your ass goodbye."
Yeah.
And so I thought there was going to be more tension there, but the tornado thing's just like, "Yeah, I'm done." And then we've blown out a tire.
Yeah, it was that weird calm where right before they got picked up really killed the tension.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was just like, what? No, he wouldn't be in the eye of the tornado. Like, you would get picked up before you're in the eye. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on here? Like, all the science in this movie's bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, they just get thrown back down and we survive and just a flat tire. And then they find a tire. He's like, look, I found a spare. And I was just like, where?
I thought he just.
Where did you find?
I thought
that
he just had it on
dump truck tire there.
No, I thought he just had it on the vehicle itself.
No, he said I found a spare.
Really? I could have swore they had like a setup because it has double treads on the back or double tires.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe I wasn't paying attention, but I could have sworn he had whatever. But yeah, and he's like, "You need a jack," and I was like, "This robot."
This robot's jacked. He should.
Vince, are you stupid? Like you mentioned the hydraulics and all the power that he can do, and he lifts it up like without even busting a nut. And I was like, okay, cool. Are you the smart one? Can I talk to the dog, please? Yeah, sick burn on my part. Fuck you.
Yeah, that was a cute dog. Sales for that breed are going to go up significantly after this movie, I guarantee. Everyone's gonna want one of them, and they're gonna be like, they're hard to train, and they're
They
gonna
bark
be
at
the most
everything.
abandoned dog. They're gonna be the most abandoned dog at Pounds, and I'm gonna pick one up for like $50. But like, woohoo! Thanks a lot, Tom Hanks.
And then your dog's just gonna go up and bark at your Alexa the whole time.
But yeah, so then they this is the part where they name Jeff because he's like, I like being the Jack. I was like, what the fuck? He's just like, we should probably get you a name. And then they settle on Jeff.
It's kind of stupid here too. And he's like, why do you call him dog? He's like, it's just him and I, so what do names matter? And he's like, do you want a name? I was like, how about you treat the dog with some respect and give it its fucking name that it already had? And why don't you use it?
But the name was Goodyear. It sucked. I feel like they pivoted halfway through the filming and were like, just call the dog Goodyear. And he's just like, well, that's dumb, but all right. Are we gonna do some reshoots for the other stuff? Nah.
You know how I knew this guy was a prick? When I saw the dog bowl and it just said dog on it, I was like, you don't love that dog. Because you would have gave it.
He's like, I'm sorry, I couldn't customize the fucking bowl.
No.
In the
you would have. Well, he wrote it with a fucking Sharpie. It's like, would you write it with your foot? That shit's shaky as hell.
He's like, I got the fucking cancer, man.
Yeah, whatever, little prince.
Radiation poisoning. Sucks.
And I was like, if that dog has such a relationship, I figure a sentimental name or something that had some more validity would kind of just really resonate. You called it dog. It's just a thing to you. It's just a dog then. There's no that's another thing that kind of bothered me. And there was just little things. I was just like, man.
No, I'll agree. The name for the dog and just calling him dog was dumb.
It's like, was that in the first draft and you guys just accidentally left it? And like you said, they were like, oh, fuck, we called it Goodyear. Did anybody change it in the first 20 pages? Nah, fuck it.
Yeah, we're not going back. Yeah, I mean, it was the whole, like, to bring up even worse example, Bird Box, where she was just like, boy, girl. And I was just like, fuck this movie. I was like,
fuck that movie for many other reasons, but that reason is on the list.
Yeah. And it felt like that, where it's like, he built a robot for this dog.
Exactly, dude.
He should be calling this dog by its like pet name all the time.
Dude, give me something a little
Clifford.
more. Give me something in depth. Maybe it's his dad's original name because that's the only character moment you shared with me in the whole movie.
No, Kevin, you just call him Bubba, okay?
Bubba.
Everyone just wants to hear him say Bubba.
I would literally turn the fucking movie off if the dog's name was Bubba.
What? He looked like a Bubba. Like, come here, little Bubba. Little Bub. There you go.
I would have gave you Bosco. He looks like a Bosco.
Bosco, come here.
Exactly.
He just puts on a little detective badge, comes over. He's just like, oh, yeah, turn hooch reference.
He wouldn't listen. He'd just start barking. He'd be like, damn, you're a bad dog.
All right, we're not doing good cop, bad dog, okay? Now shut the fuck up. And so we named Jeff.
The dog's like, is that my scene? Am I good or am I cut? Good. Is that a wrap for me or?
Go back to the van. You're gonna die otherwise. They get on the road again. Finch starts feeling bad, so they pull over at a gas station. Or no, wait, I'm sorry. They pull over at night, right? And they camp out first. Yeah, they do that first camp out. And Finch is just like, oh, it's nice at night. And then you can see an aurora borealis because there's no ozone. He's just like, yeah, you used to not be able to see this in St. Louis. And I was like, damn, that's fucked up. It's real fucked up. This is some Highlander 2 shit right here. Just build the dome.
He's like, ooh, the worst one. Nice choice.
Hey. Not that bad. It's not great, but
silence tumbleweed.
Nah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty.
Even Jeff's like, what does he mean?
You're like, what? He's immortal, and he created a superficial. How does anything grow? They put a big cover over the earth. What the? How does that even work? It's like, whatever. This is stupid. Oh, it's lasers. That's even dumber. Where were you on that one, Finch? He's just like, I saw it, didn't like it. Said, I'm going to go my own way. But yeah, they're at night, and, Jeff's mouthing off, asking a bunch of dumb shit. He's just like, why don't we travel at night then? And he's just like, because I could deal with all this horrible shit during the day because it's predictable. Hence why I have a tornado watch on my wrist. He's like, people are unpredictable. They're always lurking in the shadows, waiting to fucking jump you and take all your shit.
He's super like, fuck you, old man.
Yeah.
Uh-oh,
People
someone's hit the terrible teens.
people sound pretty bad. I don't know why you want me to protect them,
Yeah,
Finch.
exactly. He should have
Yeah, I
been
didn't
like,
know why.
listen,
I don't
you're
know
going to
why. He kept
fuck
them
up
short.
everybody but me and dog.
Yeah,
Goodyear,
yeah.
whatever.
First directive should have been like, don't hurt Finch. Second directive is don't do anything that would accidentally hurt Finch. And then 3 should have been like, don't fucking hurt the dog or do anything accidentally to hurt the dog. And it's just like, what about everyone else? And be like, fuck everyone else. Fuck the world. So, because climate change is real, everyone. That's
Most
really
definitely.
what this movie's getting at,
And
too.
your other directives, you will not go against an OCP representative.
Yeah. I mean, I would add that no matter what. Like, the robot would be like, what is OCP? I'd be like, look it up, motherfucker.
Look it
Don't.
up, asshole. I upload the Criterion collection in there. You need to start RoboCop and these motherfuckers. You'll figure it out. Did you watch the second one yet? He's like, I haven't seen the first one yet. You piece of shit.
Get the fuck on it. There seems to be a third. We don't talk about that.
No, the third one. Just skip to the TV show. Yeah, it's got some patches, but not the cartoon. Not the cartoon.
Okay. No, not the cartoon. Oh god, there's ninjas.
Where can I get these badass figs? Great question. We should go looking for them.
I'm sure we could find them. There's probably a warehouse full of them still. So what the fuck were they thinking? Yeah, and so then we're on the road the next day, and then Finch starts getting a coughing fit, and he needs to take
go to a diner.
Yeah, take a breather at an IHOP, and
it doesn't order anything. Like, dude, did you check here? Did you check for some maybe frozen flapjacks in the bag? You just
get to, because fucking Jeff is left with the car because he needs a Jeff break, which I understand. And Jeff starts fucking with the car. So while he's having a fun moment with dog, pretending to order moon over my hammies or whatever.
Delicious.
Fucking Jeff starts driving the fucking car, and then Finch freaks out because he's like, oh shit, he's gonna strand us in this fucking diner and blow up our fucking transportation. I'm not gonna be able to get out of here. And this scene, I liked Jeff's acting, like the guy who's doing Jeff.
Yeah.
He comes out like, he's just like, Jeff, you okay there, buddy? And he's like, I'm a good driver. He's just
State Farm is there.
Yeah, he's like, no one's questioning that. Okay, I'm a Geico man myself, but okay. And then, so Jeff decides he's not going to follow Tom Hanks's instructions, which is just get me the fucking suit and bring it over here. And he freaks out because the dog almost runs out.
He does do his instructions, but Tom Hanks, Finch, he constantly forgets what he's talking to. He doesn't give this guy hey, stay here and don't touch anything. Stay stationary. Go into sleep or rest mode. Whatever it is you need to do. Do not fuck with the car. I'm going to go in here and have a really stupid scene with the dog. You chill. Comes back and the goddamn thing's flipped over and now he's mad at the robot. I'm like, what is I know more of how this robot reacts than you do, Finch, and you're the fucking robot. You're the robotics guy.
Good with people.
Dude, he's not good at communicating. That's what know what?
Yeah, that's usually why people aren't good.
He didn't want to be around people, Dustin. People didn't want to be around him.
That's probably also true.
That's the Shama ending right there. Like, there should have been just a bunch of videos he found of them interviewing like his peers at the work. Yeah, I hate that guy. I'm glad he likes to work alone.
Finch? Yeah, cool name, but fucking did you hear the third album? They're just like, no, the guy. He's like, the fucking guy. What the
super prick.
Oh,
he used the toilet seat down when he pisses. I mean, just
intentionally. Fucking intentionally. I've seen him put it down when it was already up. I'm just like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Steals the double ply from work and replaces it with single ply. Like, that's a federal crime, I'm pretty sure, in St. Louis. Wears a dirty Blues jersey, like a retro, like he's down. He's not down. He doesn't even know what hockey is.
He found that on a corpse, very obviously.
Exactly.
So that corpse was fucking Craig Luck's corpse, because he probably is just like, I love St. Louis. I was like, fuck any movie in St. Louis, okay? Just saying. Go to hell. You're one step away from being Cleveland, all right? I'm just saying. Like, work on in St. Louis.
St. Louis at least has good barbecue.
Yeah, but you have to go to St. Louis for it. And who wants to do that, Like, not me. Anyway, so Jeff backs up the van and Finch loses his shit, and he's just like, he puts his hand out in the sun, and it starts cooking instantly. And he's just like, UV doesn't discriminate. He's like, it'll kill me. It'll kill this fucking dog. Follow your fucking instructions. Your job is to take care of this dog. Take care of the dog, you motherfucking fuck. And Jeff's just like, I'm gonna pout now.
Yeah,
So,
I didn't care for this scene. I was like, I was more mad at Finch than him. I was just like, well, he's literally a child, and you're yelling at a child, so you're
yeah,
the
but he
dumbass.
just had a moment where he thought he was dying, and then he has to like correct a robot, you know.
That
I don't know. I
did.
guess I always kept that in consideration of like, well, he's dying. Like, I think I'd be a prick if I was dying, knew it, and had to deal with an idiot robot that I created.
But he's not.
That'd probably be the most disheartening
that's the
part.
stupid part. That's another stupid part. He's not coming to grasp with his own like mortality. Because if he would, he'd be like, we need to start hitting these hospitals. I need more. I want to live to at least see the fucking sunset in San Francisco. I think they wrote a song about it, Jeff. I'll upload it for you later. And then Jeff's like, yeah, I guess you got no
He's
time
like,
to.
It still works. Winks at the camera. He's just like, oh.
Yeah. Okay, don't stop looking at the camera now.
No, I can't. Are we done? Do I get a free life subscription to Apple Music? Do I? What about the news? Why do you have to pay for your news feeder? $10 a month? That's ridiculous. It's just the fucking news.
Mm-hmm.
It's curated. I don't give a fuck, you cheap bastards. Anyway, I don't think he actually cares. He's just kind of like, that's the thing. I didn't hate that because I didn't feel like that was his goal. I feel like his only goal was to get the dog taken care of.
Where,
and he
though?
was going to take
to San Francisco where the dogs
knew he had to come up with something.
It's stupid.
He knew that
the movie
east,
has to come. The movie desperately tries to come up with something every time.
He says if we go east, we're fucked because there's tons more people. If we go west, there's less. You know, like that's his logic. He's like, east, we're fucked because there's more. West, there's less. Let's go. And then he just goes.
Yeah, it's just dumb. I just think it's dumb.
I mean, it's definitely not perfect. So. By any means, but I don't know. I guess I just was just like, okay, I just want to see if this dog survives. Like that was it, you know. I was just like, does the dog live? Does it?
But I was waiting for the robot to call him out on his shit. Like, Finch, why are you such a cocksucker?
Because he didn't give him that language. Okay.
No, he learned it from dealing with this guy.
Finch, can I ask a question? Why are you such a moody asshole, motherfucker?
Unbearable.
Unbearable doesn't begin to describe you.
I just think Finch created Jeff just so he can be an asshole one last time, one last hurrah.
Like, doesn't that make him great then? Like that?
No, because he's not even good at being an asshole.
Like if that was his goal, he's like, you're gonna take care of this dog, and I'm gonna yell at you.
Like if that was
Finch,
just like,
this doesn't sound good.
And they had like a grumpier old man relationship, then I'm laughing. But this, I'm just like, listen, this is a road trip movie with no boner jokes. We didn't even order any food at this IHOP. I mean, he keeps
he was driving away without him. Yeah. Real pissing on the side of the road.
He went 5 feet.
It was like 50. So. But anyway, yeah. So then Finch decides he's going to let Jeff learn how to drive because why not? He's got to teach him eventually.
He's hot and cold in this robot the whole time. First, he wants to fucking disassemble his ass, and then he's just like, "Are you my son?" Jeff's like, "Well, pick a lane."
Well, so he teaches him, and Jeff's not great. I mean, I'm like, you're a fucking robot. Drive in a straight line. What the fuck?
You not be good at this.
Yeah. I was just like, could you upload Gran Turismo or fucking Forza Horizon 5 or some shit? Like, come on.
Looks beautiful. It's just Dune out there.
So, and I don't know. It's like they were on a road, but then all of a sudden they were on a salt flats driving, and I was like,
are they filming the new Mortal Kombat here?
Yeah, I was like, why did you go here to teach him to drive? Just do it on the
took him to
road.
A fucking Costco parking lot like everybody else.
He's like, Finch, are they still closed on Sundays?
He's like, are we getting a hot dog or not?
He's like, no, they stopped selling the pizza. They discontinued like 5 things. Fucking
Burn
COVID.
it to the ground.
He's like, their pizza's overrated. Hey, don't you fucking ever say that again, Jeff. All right? For the fucking cost and value, it's pretty good. It's pretty
Stop,
good.
bitch, you're joking me.
He's like, talk about their hot dogs again. I am taking your dick from you, Jeff, okay? You're dickless for the rest of the day. He's just like, not my dick.
At the end of the movie, Jeff really didn't have a dick. It was just Finch that was the dick the whole time. And then that's the lesson. And then we all go, oh.
No, he just takes Finch's arm and puts it there. He's just like, look.
It just turns into an issue of cross.
This is like a rotting arm. The dog's like, no, man, that's not cool. He's like, dog, weird. You could talk the whole time. He's like, yeah, I just didn't want to tell the guy. He's kind of a prick.
Yeah, man, I'm the president, to tell you the truth, of your United States. And yeah, I'm a cyber dog. So he kept feeding me that dog food. I just kind of like scraped it under the bowl and just,
I ate it, but then I puked it back out. It's horrible for my insides.
For all the food that he did not have, I can tell you one thing. The man had a lot of peanut butter, and let's just say his balls were not good.
I mean, I didn't take
that's dog abuse. I'm so sorry,
rough.
President Ruff.
That would have been a better name. He calls him President Ruff. He's just like, he won the election by a landslide. I mean, I was the only voter that turned out, but I mean, I filled out Dewey's for him. That's technically fraud. Don't try it.
Finch, you have gone crazy. It must be the radiation.
President Ruff, do you want me to execute him? He's like,
Ruff.
He's like, sorry, Finch, you've had a good ride.
You are no longer employed by OCP. The president's
you did fucking watch it. We could have been talking about it this whole fucking time, you stupid robot.
Could have made this road trip keep better. Guess I could yell at you some more.
So now they are on the road again. Jeff drives for quite a long time now, and Finch starts to get worse and worse, and the dog's staying by his side, worried about him. And Jeff's like, what can I get you? How can I help? He's just like, doesn't want to see Finch like this. This is the man that created him. And he's just like, classic Finch. He's just like, let me get a little bit of sarcasm here. You could get me a doctor. And so
Pepper.
What?
Dr. Pepper. Robo's like, I don't understand just bad, shitty comedy.
There's a lot you don't understand, Jeff. And so Jeff drives him to Denver, which I only recognized one building, Kevin, from that. I was just like, seem to have taken a lot of liberties with Denver now. But hey, whatever. It's the future. Maybe they knocked down several skyscrapers to give this visual gap that they wanted. I don't know. Whatever.
That was all New Mexico, so who cares?
Huh?
They filmed it all in New Mexico, so whatever.
Yeah, that makes sense. And he goes to a hospital. Finch is zonked out. The dog's zonked with him. He's just like, hey, I'm going to stay here. And Jeff goes into kind of like a, I don't know, let me train you, Dewey, the way that I was trained type mode.
Poorly.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it reveals how poorly he was trained.
Dewey was like, this works.
I did feel like that was a callback to children, because that is kind of a very childish thing to do. It's like you teach something and then you want to teach someone else to like kind of, it's an actual thing where they do that to kind of see if they understood and got it themselves. It's just, this is a bad situation for Jeff and Dewey to be in. But they go into the Denver hospital, and only one of them comes back out. So
yeah, as we alluded to early, Dewey gets murked. He's dumb.
Yeah, he finds some fucking cookies, and he's just like, I gotta get
Dewey. I set up at Dewey level, like, right?
Yeah, like it didn't make any sense. I was like, Dewey, give up on those fucking cookies, man. You're smarter than Jeff, but you're fucking dumb right now. Like, no one wants your 8-year-old fucking gross cookies, okay? No one's gonna eat that.
Dewey
Guy
was a
can't eat shit.
He
He's
was a
dying of fucking
liability.
radiation poisoning. Okay.
He's tired of Frank Ocean exposure. Okay, he's listening to it all the time.
He's just like, God, this album's good. Or is it? I'm just old. I don't know.
Both.
I'm gonna listen to it again. I gotta be sure. And then meanwhile, Jeff is just running his mouth nonstop.
Yeah.
He finds, I think, one thing of medicine, and then he finds what's obviously someone's supply stash, and he just grabs a bunch of cans and a
Dewey
coat.
has a basket. Use the basket.
Dewey is on the ground floor trying to feed himself to a bear trap, Kevin. Fucking Jeff's up on like the third floor looking at some x-rays in a window, which I was like, oh, this would be a cool visual if we stayed here for longer than 5 fucking seconds. Oh, we're not. Okay, fine.
Yeah, the movie was like, let's get the hell out of here. Something interesting might happen.
Oh, this is cool. But also, these x-rays would be fucked if the sun is actually like pouring down at them at 150 degrees all the time. Like, they would not look like this. They'd all be melted and fucked up. But whatever. Like,
yeah.
The science of this movie is bad. They don't know how x-rays
It's typical
work.
writing, right? Like it's convenient for the film when it needs to be and interesting and visually, whatever.
But still, I mean, it was an interesting visual. They just didn't let it breathe at all. They were just like, to get the robot through here.
Well, it just felt like they didn't even want to be there. Like fucking Finch wakes up from his fucking cat nap and he's like, oh man, I'm pissing and shitting blood here. Where's that robot? Oh, he took the little one? Nah, this is all bad.
Yeah.
So he's got to gear up, run in there, and he's like, hey, dude, like, what the fuck? And he's like, bro, I got you like medicine and shit. I got some rat away. And
he's like, Dewey is dead. He was one of us.
He found a trashed fucking Dewey in the middle of trash in 2 seconds.
Well, he heard Dewey's little wheel going.
Yeah, you heard that? Like, I was like, I call bullshit. Like, if you would have
sad because he had to turn him off, and he was like, I'm sorry, Dewey.
Yeah,
and he knew because he heard other shit, and he was just like, I can't even.
Like, I would have bought it if there was like a GPS on there or something and he could track them. But I was like, you found him and all that craziness, and you stomping over with a helmet on, mind you. You didn't hear that. Fuck you. You turn on a flashlight. You don't have that shit mic'd up. Fuck out of here. And then fucking Pimp Coat's like, I stole some shit. I was like, well,
it's like, I raised you better than this, Jeff. He's like, you really didn't.
I was like, bro,
you really didn't, though, man.
You didn't raise him better, and dude, all rules are off, man. You snooze, you lose. You should have been sitting there with a shotgun protecting your fucking stash and putting a pussy ass padlock on there. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Maybe use the bear trap to protect your shit. You think of that, asshole? And then Finch is like,
I hope they get you in the beginning, early on, so you don't have to replace their padlock all the time.
Finch was like, yeah, don't take anything. I mean, leave the Del Scorcho and all the good stuff, but I'm dying, but fuck it.
He's like, listen, I don't like kidney beans. Leave the fucking kidney beans, okay? Let's go. Let's go, 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 go.
Peaches.
Yeah. It's just that I liked it because it's complex because, obviously Jeff's like just trying to do the right thing, He told him hospital, so he went to a hospital. Or he told him doctor, so he went to a hospital.
Yeah.
But then it's just like, it's that whole, and I think he yells at him at this point. He's like, you have to have common sense.
Yeah, I was like, fuck.
And it's like,
I was done with the character. Yeah, I was done with him. I was like, I've seen full-grown adults that I work with and interact with daily that do not have this. You want a robot, you build out Radio Shack parts to fucking go, oh yeah, I got you. I don't know what trust is.
Radio Shack.
And yeah. And I was
Howie,
just like,
Howie Long and Terry, what's her face? Fucking, they killed Radio Shack for us.
Terry Long, Howie Long, and Terry Bogard.
No, Terry. What was her name? Fucking Lois from The Adventures of Lois and Clark. What was her name? Terry Hatcher. They killed Radio Shack for us. They're fucking extravagant paychecks. Anyway.
Everybody's like, what's a Radio Shack? Google it!
Exactly. They're gonna be like, fucking what the Howie Long? How many commercials did they do during the Christmas? Well, there you go. That's why Radio Shack's dead. Okay.
Not enough to save him, Chief. Somebody.
So now they're driving away. He's like, Jeff, fucking put the pedal to the metal. I'm gonna go back out and to the bed and pass out and die a little bit. We see a car wait for them ominously to pass by, and then they stupidly turn on their lights and follow them. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, and why did they wait so long to falling behind them and never try to overtake them?
I didn't understand that
was
either. They
dumb.
clearly have a faster vehicle.
Yeah.
And then, like, where are they getting this petrol from? Like, I assume his is solar power, so gas is just of abundance.
Well, then we also see Jeff fill it up later too, though. So that was interesting too. I was like, I don't know if it was like a hybrid flip a switch type system or something too. I was like, well, does it do both or?
Yeah, I didn't. I was there a generator setup that I don't.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, no, I mean they definitely. I don't know. They had a cushy setup. They killed a lot of people there. They took the loot droppings were massive apparently. But also I was like, well, then who was in the hospital for the? I don't know. I mean, whatever. Maybe they had a small ragtag crew of killers and thieves. But
look at us, everyone. We're trying to make a movie out of a movie. What happened?
Yeah.
The
So
movie's
eventually
like,
Finch wakes
no,
up.
I didn't want to do any of that. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, eventually Finch wakes up and he's still grumpy because he's on death's door and Dewey just died and he's just like, someone's following us. What the fuck? And then he goes into full. I did like this because it felt true to character. He goes into full panic mode of like, we cannot let these fucking people catch us. Like we can't. And
Wait, is this before or after they have the camping thing where he tells him the flashback about the kids in the grocery store?
no, that's after this.
Okay.
I think.
I thought it was before, so that's what kind of led into his anxiety with dealing with people because they can't be trusted.
No. I think it's after the. I'm pretty sure it's after this, because like, no, I think it's after this, like because they spend the night after that point, and that's when I think he tells them all that stuff.
Well, no, I think it's.
Well, all right. Well, I can't interrupt this scene, so we're just gonna have to do it after now, okay? This is the only action intention of the fucking movie. So he turns off his lights. He tells Jeff to fucking floor it. They get to an overpass. He tells them to fucking hard left, get on the overpass, go under the bridge, and Jeff is hesitating, and he's just like, "Come on, fucking go!" And he's just like, "No, we really shouldn't." And
He literally stops the fucking RV.
Yeah. And I like this because Tom Hanks has said we can't afford any more mistakes. Like, you cannot make any more mistakes. And then he makes a mistake.
He's like, hold my beer.
Yeah. Which I liked because it showed, as they say later on, the contradiction of being human, where it's like, do as I say, not as I do type of thing. Like, we all do it. So I and then they smash the solar panel into the overpass. And then Finch has to get out Jeff has to get out. And Finch is a better name for a robot, okay, people? I don't know why, but Jeff robot sucks, okay? Finch person sucks. The guy should have been named Jeff. The robot should have been named Finch. That's just how it should be, but whatever.
Listen, everyone that's listening, have listened to any previous episodes. They know you got a mental problem when it comes to names and correlating things and just following along.
But Jeff pushes the RV with his massive amounts of muscle under the bridge. The car stops over them.
And gives up.
And drives off. It sounds like a muscle car. Who knows how the fuck they didn't catch him or why they didn't bother to go check, but they don't. And then I think at this point is when they're just kind of sitting out there and he's telling them a story. And go ahead, Kevin. What's the story about?
He's a huge bitch, and he let some mom and a fucking little girl get killed because the mom had the heater on her, or the daughter did too. And he's like, "Mom was like, you see anybody, even if it's that fucking Tom Hanks, you smoke them."
The daughter's that kind gentleman, Tom Hanks, okay? Because one of his sons is fine, the other one's a shithead addicted to drugs. Leave Chet alone. No, Chet badmouthed his father in the media. He's dead to everyone now.
And his name's Chet.
Yeah, I mean, really, they didn't do him any favors naming him Chet. Like, what the fuck
him just on that alone.
Like, come on, Tom Hanks. God, the other one's name's Colin. Like, that's fine. That's normal. And then you have Chet.
It could be mistaken for colon if you read it too fast.
Colin and Chet. Cole, do I have a Colin Hanks here? Oh God, do I have a Chet Hanks here? This guy's gonna have.
God, how about I hope none of them are here with these names. Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna move on. Do I got a Sheila? Is there a Sheila in the? All right, Sheila, you're passing Colin and Chet here. Fuck them.
Yeah, I just wanted to let you guys
like, we're here for a pediatrician check. What the fuck?
I'm here because you guys have all got COVID. I don't know what you're doing.
We're out acting in the world.
Well, that'll get you. So he goes and tells, like, basically DTA, I'm Stone Cold Steve Austin. I don't trust anybody. And he tells kind of the most cliche bullshit story maybe ever. He's like, I hid because I'm a bitch. I'm bitch made. And I saw this car roll up. And he was like, give me that food, mama and daughter. And I let it happen. And then they got killed. But then I got a free dog. So it wasn't so bad.
I was kind of like, what's the problem here? Also, that dog's head was massive for that size backpack. I was like, what the fuck? How big was this dog in there? I was like, okay, is this a magical bag?
The littlest backpack ever.
I thought you were gonna say the littlest prince again. Yeah, I mean the point of his point of the story, and that's why I think this does come after the whole road thing, is that he's like, some people were made murderers and he's like, but it made me a coward, showing like that's why I'm running from the conflict. That's why I don't want to interact with people and shit like that. And then he is just they're on the road again and he's doing worse and worse and worse. And then finally they're driving and a fucking butterfly smashes against the windshield because, we got a lot of them left and Jeff has to kill one. And he's just like, Finch, you need to see this. I did not mean to murder. He's like, don't deprogram me. And they go outside and apparently there's ozone where they are. And he's not dying and he's just like, this is a good little spot. He lets the dog out. The dog doesn't run away. I was like, oh man, he well-trained dog right here. I mean, barks it too much, but at least he doesn't run off. Like that's half the battle.
Where's he gotta go? He's gotta get cooked.
He doesn't know. Dog's not like fucking UV doesn't discriminate.
He'll figure it out real quick.
President Ruff doesn't know that, okay? President Ruff is just like, fucking scratch my belly. Okay, good. So they drive for a little bit more, and then Tom Hanks finds a spot. He changes into a fancy suit, and they set up a little afternoon picnic.
God, I wanted to punch him in that suit.
Yeah, that suit. When he put the fedora on, I was like, Tom Hanks, sir, you are not a fedora man. You need to rethink this hat. Whoever fucking put this hat in this movie needs to rethink this hat and their career path because they are horrible at wardrobe. First the fucking Blues jersey, now this. I don't know, man. I don't know. No one's winning any fucking costume award here. So maybe a Razzie for worst costume design. Fucking Finch, the movie starring Tom Hanks and President Trump. They're just like, what? Wait, we got it from the podcast. We're not going to give him any credit.
Fuck them.
So then, they're just sitting there. I think Tom Hanks tells some more stories. Oh, he tells a story about his dad, like with the postcards.
Because the robots figured out a lie, everyone.
Yeah. He's just like, all these other postcards are bullshit, but this one says dad, you said uncle. And he's pretty proud of himself. I thought that was a nice part. And yeah, just Tom Hanks explains that his dad was a deadbeat and left him early, which explains why he's a horrible robo dad. And I
guess.
He just arbitrarily picked San Francisco because he figured, well, fuck it, why not? I'm gonna die anyway. Let's just go to this place that my dad said one time and check it for myself, And then they started playing fetch with the dog, and dog will only play with Tom Hanks for a minute, and he just tells Jeff, he's like, you got to figure it out. You guys got to build that trust, and this is how you do it. So, and then he
build the trust with the dog by throwing the ball. Finch, why can't I just go on a road trip with the dog and we do nothing for hours and then we talk? Well, that build trust? Nope. Because you're not dying.
You gotta play fetch in the fucking sun, okay? Feel the heat of the fucking sun on your face in a
Yeah, dude.
non-pressure cooker way.
Yeah, he's like all the anything building up, like all the tension, all the. It's just like, all right, everything's gone now. Now we're just hanging outside. There's no pressure to do anything. And he's not really.
Oh, it's because the minute I saw that suit, I was like, oh, he's gonna die.
Oh yeah, of course, but he's not. So he's not. He's coming to grasp in terms with his own death, right? So he does make this transition, and he wants to enjoy this last moment, right?
Yeah.
But he really doesn't leave the robot with anything. He just doesn't really give him that final pep talk where the robot's just going to be like, you know what? I wish I was Chappie right now so I can fucking shoot you.
I mean, Chappie does do this whole movie much better.
And that's what I was like,
Robo
Chappie,
father creator shit, you know?
yeah. And it's just, I mean, Chappie's not a great movie, but I think it does kind of handle that innocence a little bit. I don't know. At least it's more high energy. I don't know. Whatever.
No,
Tomato. But it just, and then they just kind of don't really have a heart to heart. He doesn't really kind of give him any final words.
it's just that's not the character that we
Because he doesn't learn anything, Dustin. That's why that's why I fucking hate this movie.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna learn shit if I'm on my deathbed either. I'm gonna just write it out the way I've been doing it.
But
like,
he has this thing where he's like, he reflects on himself. He's like, that's when I became a coward, you know? But now I'm just saying, fuck it. I was forced to leave my comfort zone because of the world, and I regretted not experiencing it more. And I, in this weird way, don't want that for you and the dog. I know it doesn't really correlate because you're not real, but you're real to me because you've been in my life in the last fucking 2 days or however long I've been on this road. Like, give me something. Give me anything. And this movie's like, I don't know how to do that with this character or with what I've done. Do you want to look at the dog and the robot somewhere and him throw a ball? And I was like, where's the joke where he throws the ball like 500 miles? The dog's like,
I was
oh,
kind of
fuck.
waiting for that. Or he's just like, I brought a spare. I knew this would happen.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, you got a cannon on you. You're not going to hurt the dog when I die, are you? He's like, I'm going to give you a Viking funeral because I saw that somewhere once in Star Wars.
No, he said that his when he was telling the story about his dad, he said his mother said his father must have had Viking blood.
No, so, I know. And I couldn't give the screen the finger hard enough when I did
it. I mean, what else?
I would have laughed if you just would have threw Finch off a ledge, been like, fuck it. The fuel is precious. Flesh bag is not. The dog's like, damn, you turned quickly. He's like, did you see how he spoke to me 90% of the movie? Fuck him. You got
anyway, can I finish talking about this fucking scene that I didn't have a problem with? Because I liked Tom Hanks is just like he knows like his final minutes are coming, and he just so desperately wants this dog to latch onto the stupid robot, and he's just like, please just give the fucking robot the ball. Show me that you accept him. I need you to accept him because I don't care about the robot. I care about you, and I need to know you are going to be okay with this asshole. And I don't know. I like that part. And then he coughs up blood, and he's just like, I ruined my suit. And I was like, man, I
was in the background. You ruined this movie.
But I felt like that was a real character moment there.
Really?
Because this guy
already done with him.
But like that to me spoke more to him being that like abandoned child still of like sure. He wanted his suit to be, he bought that suit to see his dad, and yeah, he was never going to see his dad, but just for the moment, for the sake of it, he wanted to die crisp and clean in that suit that he'd been saving, and then he goes back in the van and just starts coughing his brains out, and the dog's there, and he's petting the dog, and man, when that dog started crying, it moved me a little. I was just like, oh, damn, dog's crying. And then, we skipped to the part where
I wanted Jeff to be like, shut the fuck up. I'm sick of the
Jeff
noises.
Was dealing with it.
You bark at everything.
World. We missed the part where Jeff talks about like he had a dream, and that's when like Finch lowers his guard for a minute. He's just like, man, you're like, I created you. You're incredible. I'd like to see where you're at, like in the future, but that's not gonna happen. So, but I like that part. I like that. It felt like a little bit of a shift for Finch, but in a way that was believable, So it's like he dropped his guard a little bit because he knew what was the point of keeping it up or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I thought when I was watching the movie. Like, what's the point? But then Jeff walks away wearing a black suit, black rimmed glasses, looking like Buddy Holly, being the Six Street Samurai, and I'm like, damn, classic. So this is the origin. Everybody's like, is that a movie? Did you make that up? Yeah, Google it.
Well, and then the dog cries for a while, and it was sad. And I looked at my own dog and was like, "Fucking, you better cry about me when I die. I'll probably outlive you. Fuck, damn." Anyway, and then they burned Tom Hanks and go to San Francisco, and that's it. They're just there on the Golden Gate Bridge, and
it's like Teen Wolf 2. They're out trolley surfing and shit.
Oh, it's just dumb because he puts like a postcard where he drew like Finch and himself and the fucking dog. And I was like,
shit too, right?
Yeah, I was like, damn, robot. Like,
upload a how to draw program.
I saw that he uploaded a fucking art book. I was just like, man, he gave you the Renaissance period. Like, why are you drawing like shit ass stick figures? Come on, you stupid robo hands.
Bullshit.
I was like, I saw Chappie. You could do better.
Chappie would choke him to death.
And then he's just like, let's go, dog. And I was like, man, you did not check any UV shit when you're over here, by the way. Okay, so like you need to do better. You're gonna kill this dog in like a week. Be like, come on, dog. The dog is gonna be crispy. He's gonna be pulling it. Like,
what was the threat of the RV, the motorhome, not making it? It looks like it made it. And I was like, what? You made it over the fucking Rockies with that thing? I doubt it.
They went south, man.
No, he said over the mountains on the map, and I was just like, what? Jeff's taking that shit off a cliff. He's not going to be able to...
They pivoted. Yeah. They went around.
We lost the old man. Time to go south. Through New Mexico.
Yeah. But, I don't know. That threat, like, disappeared when they found ozone. They were like, oh, we got ozone. Fuck it.
I was like, all right.
Yeah, because, I mean, if they were just in Denver and then, man, they skipped a lot of states. They were just like, fucking get him there. Oh, and then he finds out, we forgot the best part. He finds out he has a can opener because he's sitting there he's like, what would Finch do? Feed the dog. I was like, damn, dude, you didn't even leave him a list of things to do every day for the dog.
Yeah, dude, he's a terrible person. Like, when Finch died, the world sighed. Like, geez, thank God.
Yeah, I mean, that's, if he was a real person, that's probably how it would happen to.
Hey,
but then he Finch? Just, like, finds out he has a robot can. I laughed so hard when he found out that he had a fucking can. Like, I just felt bad for Jeff at that point because I'm like, you're a giant can opener.
Dude, I sighed. I was just like, you know what his head reminded me of? That old comic book, the robot
Scud, the disposable assassin.
Yeah, I was like, every time I saw him, I was like, what is that? It's a comic. I couldn't remember Scud. I could picture him, and I remember the little bullseye setup he would always do. Yeah. And I was like, man, what was his name? I was like, oh, that's Dustin. I'll remember. And I was like, is this Scud? Can opener. Man, fuck you, Finch.
Yeah, I kind of laughed, but also I kind of hated that. Like,
yeah, you didn't give him anything to protect the dog with.
Like, what the fuck?
Everything.
Put a can opener in his chest.
So what is he going to shit out kibble and bits? And I had kibbles and bits in my head. I didn't know it. Yeah. You know what I thought was going to happen?
Would die in like a week. So.
Like, there's a scene where they're on the RV and I don't know, Finch is just tweaking his fucking interface or something in the back of the fucking Jeff's head, and a screw gets loose and it falls around the thing. And I thought there was going to be a sneaking part where they have to get through to get some food or some medicine. And then Jeff's going to turn and the screw's going to clang around. It's going to be dead silent. And then they hear the screw clanging. And he was like, oh, shit, Finch, you fucked me by leaving the screw in my head. Now we have
that part was pretty funny. He was like, what was that? And he's just like, nothing, don't worry about it.
Well, yeah, they played it for comedy. And I was like, oh, is that going to play to some tension later? This movie's like, listen, dude, did you want tension? Get the fuck out of here.
This is not the movie.
Nothing is at stake here.
This is about the dog, Kevin. It's about President Ruff and getting President Ruff to the new White House in San Francisco. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Also, you think all those people that left San Francisco are regretting it, considering it somehow maintained its ozone?
Oh, what a play, everybody. We ended up in Texas and now fucking Frisco. Who would have thunk it?
Yeah. Also, like, I don't know. Why did San Francisco make it? Because of Apple?
Dude, why not? Who cares? Yeah, like
Fucking
it
most
could have been
expensive
anywhere.
city to
Just
live in.
go to fucking Canada, go wherever. And I was like,
No, it's dead. I'm like everything melted. There's nothing there.
yeah, I guess because they didn't. I don't know. I hated this movie. Like, I thought it was like it does.
And no one's surprised by that
It was
statement.
like, what? What a
He
swerve!
did what? But President Ruff.
Yeah. What
Oh,
about President Ruff? You want a President Ruff movie, kids? Come to me. I'll write you one. This guy, he's. We're just gonna fucking Abraham
President
Lincoln.
Ruff, we need to move you. Olympus has fallen.
He's like, hold on, security guard Jeff. I just have to finish this play. I have great seats. No, this can't be. I've been sitting back in time to protect you. Oh, this is good layers. I like it. Yeah, man. Yeah, fuck Jeff. Fuck Goodyear. Fuck Finch. Fuck all this. I like the first 5-10 minutes of the exploring the unknown, getting into this world. That's
you
one of
wouldn't
my.
have seen Wally. You'd be like,
Okay, well, fuck Wally because I haven't seen it. Like,
I know. That's what I'm just saying. I was like, the part you like is the part I didn't like because I felt like they ripped it off from another movie. I was like,
they probably did. I mean, this borrows from a whole bunch of things, like even his down to his fucking design. But the thing is, it's you have one of the best actors, and you're giving him a performance where he is by himself until he creates something to kind of play off of. And it never really happens. And he's not like Finch isn't the crusty old dude that you're like, man, like I see he's got a lot of heart, but he's kind of unbearable. He's just a fucking prick. You're just like, you're kind of unlikable. Maybe Jeff breaks that directive. And then Jeff, you're kind of rooting for him to kind of catch up and get into his own. I think the actor that played Jeff, what was it? I don't know his name.
Caleb something.
Caleb Jones or some shit, right?
No, it was 3 names. We say them all annoyingly because that's what they wanted.
I mean, he did a
Caleb Landry Jones.
He does a serviceable job as voicing Jeff. I think he wanted the voice to progress over time, and that's why it started off real like, oh, is this a joke in the beginning? And then he kind of lost the Boratiness towards the end, and like no one really acknowledges it. I was like, well, is it just because he's hearing Tom Hanks more and he's picking up a conversational beats and tones and rhythms? And no, I'm trying to fix the movie again. Like, and I've kept finding myself doing that, where I'm waiting for it to do something. It doesn't have to do anything spectacular. I just wanted to do something. What's at stake? What's it? They were just like, here's what's on the menu. Order. We've burned it. Credits. And I was like, okay, 2 hours. Fuck you.
Hour 50.
Yeah, didn't like it.
Well, obviously, I found it okay. It's not great. It's not perfect, but there was moments, and I guess maybe it's just that, like I said before, I think it's that openness that it leaves where you can kind of project yourself onto this character a little bit, and that's not perfect filmmaking by any means, but occasionally there are stories that are just like that I find good or even great. And not saying this one's a great one, but it was okay to me, because at the end of the day I do feel like it was just all about the dog, and everyone else was kind of in the supporting role for this dog. Like, this dog was like your last child on earth type of situation or whatever, like this last pure innocence that has been uncorrupted by the world. And maybe again, like Kevin said, I'm doing the work for the movie, but I can't say that wasn't the intent of the filmmakers. But it was okay. There was a handful of scenes I enjoyed and liked, and I didn't think this was Hanks's strongest performance, but it was good. It was serviceable Hanks and a very Tom Hanks-esque role. It's probably the last movie I saw him in where I was just like, damn, is this just Tom Hanks for sure in this movie? But yeah, I mean, I don't know, and I like Jeff. I did think the voice actor or the guy who was there in like a green suit did okay. So
He was like, "That was me." You're like, "Well, good job, Colby."
I mean, the hug was very awkward, and I think that I would have cut that out of the movie because it just seemed weird. I was just like, I don't think the robot was going in for a hug there, Finch. All right, now you guys are hugging.
Yeah, but when did the
Okay.
robot learn any emotional connection like that? You know what I mean? Like what
Oh,
it's
for sure.
just that was just for the audience. That was a kind of oh, I got misty eyed. It's like fuck you, movie.
I didn't. I got more misty eyed when the dog cried than the fucking weird
I just
hug.
thought somebody stepped on his tail. I was like, God, Jeff, 5 minutes alone, you're already fucking up. Jesus.
The dog wouldn't shut the fuck up.
I know. I see the
Very
movie.
nice.
Then the credits.
Yeah, that's it. So I've been Dustin. He's been Kevin. This is Let's Movie. You have found us on a podcast provider, I assume, or on YouTube a week later, in which case, welcome, enjoy, subscribe, ring the bell, all those fun things the kids say. You can find us on social media as well. If you want to say hi, even give a movie recommendation, we're open to ignoring them. And otherwise, we will be back next week with another movie. Kevin, take us out.
Maybe dog fuck my wife.
What the hell?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Should be.